Golf is one of the few sports where you compete individually, but the result is a team score. That creates a dynamic that doesn't exist in almost any other college sport, and it shapes everything about how a roster functions, how players relate to each other, and what actually makes a team good beyond just having talented individuals. The individual versus team tension. Every college golfer on a roster is competing for their own score, their own ranking, and ultimately their own future, whether that's professional golf, a coaching career, or something else entirely. That individual motivation doesn't disappear just because there's a team jersey involved. The best programs don't try to eliminate that individual drive, they channel it so it serves the team rather than working against it. The tension shows up most clearly in lineup decisions. A coach picks the top five scorers to count toward the team score on a given day, which means someone on the roster is always on the outside looking in. How a player handles not being in the counting five, whether they show up and compete hard anyway, or whether they disengage, tells a coach more about their character than almost anything that happens on the course, and coaches remember both versions. What good team chemistry actually looks like. Team chemistry in golf isn't the same as team chemistry in a sport where players are physically working together on every play. In golf, it's subtler. It's about the environment a team creates off the course that shows up in how players perform under pressure on it. A roster where players genuinely want each other to succeed creates a different competitive environment than one where players are quietly hoping their teammates struggle so their own position improves. Both exist at the college level. The difference shows up in small things, whether players are engaged and supportive during teammates' rounds, whether the team meeting after a difficult day is honest or defensive, whether the players who are playing well are pulling the rest of the group up or quietly separating themselves. The teams that consistently outperform their individual talent level almost always have strong chemistry. It's not accidental. It comes from coaches who build it deliberately and players who buy into something bigger than their own scorecard. How experience and depth shape a roster. A college golf roster typically carries 8 to 10 players, sometimes more, competing for 5 counting spots. That depth matters in ways that go beyond just having backup options. The players who aren't in the counting 5 on any given week are still competing in the tournament, still posting scores, still developing, and the pressure of competition within the roster raises the level of everyone on it. The most effective rosters have players at different stages, older players who've been through the competitive experience multiple times, and younger players who are still learning how to manage everything that comes with competing at this level. That mix matters because the older players set the standard for how preparation, competition, and adversity get handled. If the standard they set is high, the younger players absorb it. If it isn't, the culture drifts in ways that are hard to correct mid-season. College golf looks like an individual sport from the outside, and in a lot of ways it is. But the team layer changes everything about how players develop, how pressure gets managed, and what separates programs that consistently compete from ones that have talented rosters but never quite put it together. The team dynamic is invisible on a leaderboard and obvious to anyone who's been inside one.